First, you need the right expectation. An 800 profile is not about being rich, it is about being predictable. Lenders want to see that you borrow, you manage the debt, you pay on time, and you do it for a long time. That is what an elite score represents. Rule 1. Never miss a payment, ever. Payment history is the base of your score. One late payment can drop a strong score fast, and the damage can linger for years. So your job is to make missing a payment almost impossible. Set every account to pay at least the minimum, then schedule a second reminder a few days before the due date to pay the remaining balance if you pay in full. If you have multiple cards, spread due dates through the month so you are not hit with a pile of bills at once, and keep one small recurring charge on your main card so the card stays active, but only if you are paying it off consistently. If you ever do miss a payment, act immediately. Call the lender, be calm, explain that it was an oversight, ask for a one-time courtesy adjustment. This is often called a goodwill request. If you have a solid history, some lenders will remove the late mock. It is not guaranteed, but it is worth asking, and the sooner you act, the better. Rule 2. Keep your utilization low and manage it the right way. Utilization means how much of your credit limit you are using. This is one of the fastest levers in the score because it updates as your balances update. High utilization can pull your score down even if you pay in full, because the score does not know what you will do next, it only sees what was reported. The simplest target is to keep reported utilization under 10%, and for many people, under 5% is even better. But there is a key detail. Your balance on the statement date is what usually gets reported, not the balance after you make the payment. That means you can pay in full every month and still look maxed out if you wait until the due date. So here is the practical system. Pay your card twice per month. Pay once before the statement closes to bring the balance down. Then pay again after the statement posts to pay it off. If you want a clean profile, aim to have a very small statement balance report. Then pay it to zero by the due date. And if you have multiple cards, spread small balances across them rather than putting everything on one card, because a single card with high utilization can hurt even if your total utilization is low. One more detail. Do not panic about using your card. The goal is not to never use credit. The goal is to control what gets reported. You can spend normally, then pay strategically. Rule 3. Build a thick file, not a thin file. An elite score is easier with multiple accounts reporting positive history. A thin file can still have a high number, but it is fragile. One small change can swing it. A thick file is stable. It shows different types of credit and consistent management. A practical target for many people is at least 3 credit cards plus one installment account at some point, like an auto loan, student loan, or a small credit builder loan. You do not need debt for the sake of debt, but having a mix can help, especially if you are stuck in the mid to high 700s and you want to push higher. If you are early in your journey, start with one card that you can manage perfectly. After several months of on-time payments, add a second, later add a third. The key is spacing and control. You are building history, not collecting approvals. Rule 4. Protect your average age of accounts. Time is a major ingredient in an 800 score. The models like long relationships with credit, so the rule is to keep your oldest accounts open, and be careful with opening too many new accounts too quickly. When you open a new account, the average age goes down, and the score can dip for a while. That does not mean you should never open a new account. It means you should plan it if you are about to apply for a mortgage or a major loan. Avoid new credit applications in the months leading up to it, because lenders look at recent inquiries, new accounts, and the score impact. Also, do not close old credit cards just because you are not using them. Closing an old card can reduce your total credit limit and raise your utilization, and it can remove a long-standing account from your active profile over time. Keep no-fee cards open, put a small charge on them occasionally, and pay it off. If a card has an annual fee that is not worth it, consider downgrading to a no-fee version instead of closing. Rule 5. Be strategic with hard inquiries. Every hard inquiry can cost points, and multiple inquiries in a short window can signal risk. The rule is to apply only when you have a clear reason, and to bundle rate shopping properly when it applies. For certain loans, like toll loans and mortgages, the scoring models generally treat multiple inquiries in a short shopping window as a single event because they know you are comparing offers. But that does not apply the same way to credit cards, so for cards, you want to be selective. If you are planning your path to 800, keep applications spaced out, and do not chase every reward offer you see. Rewards are great, but an 800 profile is built on stability. And one more thing, check pre-qualification tools when possible. They are not perfect, but they can reduce unnecessary denials and wasted inquiries. Rule 6. Keep derogatory marks off your reports and clean what you can. Negatives are heavy: collections, charge-offs, public records, late payments. These can block you from reaching elite scores. If you have any negatives, your strategy is to minimize their impact and remove them when possible. Start by pulling your credit reports. You can review them for free through the official reporting sources. Verify every item. If something is inaccurate, dispute it with documentation. Accuracy matters, and incorrect derogatories can be removed. If you have a collection, do not ignore it. Explore a pay-for-delete arrangement when it is available. Some collectors will agree to remove the account from your reports after payment. Get any agreement in writing, and be aware that not every collector will do it, but it is worth asking if the debt is valid and you can resolve it. A settled and removed collection is usually better than an unpaid one. If you have a late payment, use the goodwill approach you heard earlier, especially if you have a good track record since then. Be polite, be brief, and follow up. Persistence sometimes helps. Rule 7. Optimize reporting behavior and keep your profile active. This is the part most people miss, because they assume credit is set and forget. But elite credit is managed, not obsessed over. The rule is to create a clean monthly pattern that scoring models love. Here is the simple monthly pattern. Use one primary card for most spending. Keep utilization low by making a mid-cycle payment. Let a small balance report on the statement. Then pay the statement balance in full by the due date. Keep one or two secondary cards active with small recurring charges, and pay them off. Check your reports periodically for errors, and keep your accounts in good standing. Also, avoid behavior that can trigger risk flags, like maxing out a card, cycling credit limits aggressively, missing payments, or opening many accounts at once. And be careful with authorized user accounts. A strong authorized user account can help, but a messy one can hurt. If the primary user carries high balances or misses payments, it can drag you down. Now, let us tie all 7 rules into a realistic roadmap. If you are in the 600s, your priority is Rule 1, Rule 2, and Rule 6. You need perfect payment history from today forward. You need utilization control, and you need to address negatives.